Hey everyone, here are 5 ways that I've found to instantly raise your vibration. Sometimes you're kind of in that little bit of a funk, and you know the one I mean. And you just feel a little bit low vibe, a little bit maybe even down. And here are 5 quick ways to change the level of your vibration and your frequency. So, number one, mindfully eat a piece of fruit. This probably seems kind of out there, but choose a fruit that really resonates with you and wash it carefully, dry it, and just sit in silence and mindfully savor every single bite until you're done. Don't rush it. Don't worry about thinking about what you need to do after or instead of. Just focus on this one thing. Fruit is very high energy and it has all these amazing antioxidants and benefits to your body. And this is one of the best things you can eat when trying to raise your vibration. And doing so mindfully will shift your awareness for the rest of the day. Number 2 is to make a gratitude list. So, sort of like making a vision board, but take the time to write out 3 to 10 things that you're just really grateful for. And shifting this perspective from sort of an internal angsty place into an outward place of pure thankfulness will really just change the perception of how you're feeling in that moment. It will quickly adjust your mood and take you to a place of pure gratitude for others. Number 3, forgive someone. Now, I'm not saying to try and attack all of your childhood woes right in this moment, but just pick something really small that like maybe you haven't thought about in years. Like maybe there was a kid in class that you heard talking about you one time and you've never really forgotten about it, or maybe someone made a joke that kind of hurt your feelings and they meant nothing by it. Just something small that's not going to take you more inward, but instead will focus your attention on the forgiveness and releasing just this tiny little bit of pain that you've been holding inside. And afterwards, you'll get this deep breath of just, that felt really good, just try to have a moment where you find compassion for this person and honoring where you were at that time and where they were at that time, especially, and finding it within yourself to release that, and you will breathe much more deeply because of it. Number 4 is my favorite. Have a dance party. This works for me every time. I suggest even going so far as to have a high vibe playlist just on tap, like on Spotify or whatever, or maybe a CD you've burned that you can just play when you get into these states. And I mean, don't even think about like what kind of dance you're doing or how silly you might look or whatever, but just some songs that make you move. And I mean, just feel every thrumming of the beat and feel all the emotions that song brings up for you and just dance wildly and passionately and have so much fun with it and dance until you're exhausted but laughing, I feel like my high vibe song is Ophelia by the Lumineers. That one always makes me just party on the inside. So I think that this personally is the best way to raise your frequency immediately. At least for me, that's been my experience. It just puts you into such a fun state, and you really get into feeling your body and all of the new energy coming through. So, number 5 is going to be create something. Oftentimes, when we create something, is when we can feel our spirit guide's presence. We shift into a different section of our brain and we become creators, paint something, even if you're a terrible painter, paint something that is something you want for yourself. A scene that you desire, draw something that you remember from childhood that made you smile, or play an instrument if you can, or even if you can't. Create a slideshow just for fun. Just create something, scrapbook, whatever. Creation, pardon my throat today. creation really opens up those fountains and those meridians to just allow the energy to flow in a much different way, and it really shifts us out of a sort of negative state. And I want to add one more bonus one, and that is to change your energy right away would be to visualize. And this is a bit of meditation, but I would visualize, whether you're standing or sitting, your feet being so connected through roots in the ground going all the way down to the center of the earth, and that those roots kind of have energy coming through them, and you can feel it coming through your ankles and your toes and your knees and your thighs. And I would visualize this light as being something sort of accompanying a high energy, like gold or orange or even red, if you really want a strong energy. And feel that working through your body until your whole body is filled up with this vibrating, pulsating light. That's my bonus tip. So if none of these are working, give the visualization a try. So these are my 5+1 tips for changing your vibration right away. Go out there and have a dance.